Hi children, today we are going to learn about energy efficient houses. If you consider an average house, from roof, from walls, from doors, from floor and from window, part of energy waste in our day-to-day activities. If you consider as percentages, most of the energy waste through walls, that is around 35%. Then from roof. From roof, we waste around 25% of energy. Then we can observe through floor and doors 15% of energy waste in our day-to-day activities. 10% of energy waste through windows. These are average figures, therefore we have to prevent energy waste from these mediums. We know that a considerable energy waste through roofs. The first technique we use is we use insulation sheets at the top of the roof. Just like asbestos or kaolin roofs are much efficient. What are the use of using insulation sheets? We know that during summer, the direct sunlight falls into the roof. If you made up of insulation material, that the heat from this sunlight is rarely transferred through the roof towards the room. With the meantime, the same thing happens during winter. During winter, we know that outside temperature is very low. The inside the room temperature is kind of high. So we need to prevent the energy remain in the room. So if you use insulation material, same way the sunlight rarely transfer to the room, the temperature or the heat remaining in the room rarely transfers outside through this insulation material during winter. Then the second technique is shiny coating under the sheets. We know that by using a shiny coating, the energy waste to radiation can be prevented, because we know that shiny materials are reflects radiation much efficiently. Therefore, the temperature coming outside or the heat coming from outside as radiation get blocked down from these shiny materials. The second one is placing a ceiling under the roof. We know that in between a ceiling layers, the air is trapped. Then we know that air is a very poor thermal conductor. As a result, thermal energy outside from the roof does not easily transfers towards the room. That is during summer. During winter, the same way. Energy trapped inside the room is rarely transferred outside of the roof. That is the first way. Second way is that since the air is trapped, the convectional current also not efficient. Therefore, you can prevent thermal energy from conduction as well as convection through a by using a ceiling underneath of a roof. That is a way of preventing thermal energy or heat by wasting at a roof. In this slide, we are going to discuss about heat prevention in walls. Same way, energy waste in roof, part of our energy may waste through walls. Then if the first technique we use is we use double layer wall and we fill up that cavity between some kind of a insulation material. Right. What is the advantage of that? The first one is we know that walls are made up of bricks like material. So those are insulation materials. Then the heat is rarely transfers to those insulation materials. The what is the application of using a double layer walls and keeping a cavity in between that? When you use double layer walls, and if you keep a cavity in between that, the cavity can be filled with insulation material, or some if you just made it, there would be air trapped in between that. Since the air is trapped in between that, we know that air is a very poor thermal conductor. As a result, during summer, the heat travels from outside towards inside the room get blocked down from first insulation bricks or materials made up of the wall, and as well as since it is double layered, the heat cannot directly travel through, it has to travel through this the gap, means sometimes insulated some kind of a cavity fill up with insulation or air trapped, because we know that those materials are highly insulated. As a result, energy cannot travel from outside to inside during summer. The same thing happens during winter. During winter, we know that our inside room is kind of have a higher temperature. As a result, the energy is rarely waste towards outside of the room if you use this technique. The next way we had to prevent energy is the energy transfers through windows. The first technique is the double layered glass. If you use a double layered glass, the same thing happens as what we discussed about double layered walls. Since the air is trapped in between this double layered glass, some part of energy uh, cannot travel very easily through outside towards inside of the room during summer, as well as during winter the energy is rarely travels from inside to outside, since the air is trapped in between, uh, and air is a very poor thermal conductor. Since the air is trapped over here, the convectional current also not efficient. As a result, thermal energy get prevented using double layered glass. The other popular technique is we can use low E glasses with tint. Means we know that tinted glasses, just like some part of uh, radiation get cut off from these tinted glasses. As a result, the thermal energy waste. The third material way is easily we can use curtaining. If you use thick curtains, we know that the thermal energy cannot travel through those thick insulated curtains. As a result, energy get prevented. This is happens in summer. The energy coming from outside towards the room you can prevent from a curtain, and during winter the energy remain inside the room. It rarely travel through these curtains towards outside. From both ways you can save energy using these techniques. The next method energy waste in a house is uh, energy waste through flow. The first technique where we use this technique most in cold countries. They are using a wooden floor. We know that wood is a highly insulated material, therefore energy is rarely waste through those flow. That's the first technique where we can observe to prevent thermal energy on flow. The second technique is very easily we can use floor carpets. We know that floor carpets are made up of thick insulated materials. Using these carpets, the thermal energy is rarely transfers through them. As a result, energy remain in a room, does not travels very easily to outside of the room, as well as energy coming from ground towards the room also get prevented from this technique. So this is the way of preventing thermal energy on flow. This is another common area where you have to be very careful when you are using energy efficient houses. The first way is we have to understand the insulation of air conditioner as well as heater in a room. We know that the AC must be installed at a higher position. Why is that? We know that uh, when a room get heated up, the hot air get less dense. As a result, they rise up. Therefore, at the top of the close to the roof, or other than that, close to the uh, what do you call top of the walls, contains with air with higher temperature. Then we need to cool them very easily. As a result, what we need to do? We need to plant a air conditioner machine at a higher position. Then the hot air goes up. They are get easily cooled down using this air conditioner, and this cool air transfers down. That is the way of using an air conditioner in a room. The opposite technique comes in heaters. We know that the hot air remain at the lower level of the room. Therefore, if you want to heat them up, what you need to do? You have to place this heater at the bottom of the room. So that is why we must place the heater at close to the ground level. So the cool air comes down, they get heated up, then it can easily travel up. That is during winter. For summer, the hot air remain at the top of the room. As a result, we have to cool them down and we have to easily send them down to the room. Those are the way of placing air conditioner machine and the heater in a room.